And that, of course, does get us to the dramatic midpoint of the movie where we have this great shift in the tone of the film. After years of waiting, we finally have the first appearance of Marvel's first family in Fantastic Four: First Steps. When the MCU appears to be in chaos where we have this show and that movie and we don't know what exactly we're building towards, what's the overall goal here, Fantastic Four: First Steps removes itself from all that confusion, has its own Earth and its own universe and its own self-contained story. The movie takes a similar style to what we saw with The Incredibles, where we have, it's supposed to be the 1960s, a retro flair to everything, but then we also have futuristic technology. Even for us in the 21st century, we would look at that and say that it's a science fiction. So the movie is very much informed by a lot of science fiction, space exploration type films. The cast for the Fantastic Four themselves, I think, did a great job. Vanessa Kirby, I think, is my favorite as Susan Storm. But the only one of them that I'm still not quite on board with was Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards, aka Mr. Fantastic. Because before the movie and after watching the movie, I still think that they could have picked a different actor to play him, even though Pedro does do a great job with the material that he has in the movie. The visuals of the film, of course, are incredible. There was never a time in the film where I was watching it where I felt like the CGI was a bit dodgy or was half-baked. My favorite scenes in the movie were when they visit Galactus on his ship and the subsequent chase through space with the wormhole, with the black hole, with this film's version of Silver Surfer. And that, of course, does get us to the dramatic midpoint of the movie where we have this great shift in the tone of the film, where up until this point I had been enjoying the movie a lot, but this is where the movie got darker and more personal, and I began to respect it on that level a lot more. And this is where I also think that they ultimately did decide to go with the female version of Silver Surfer. Even though I was annoyed that they did this initially, I would have really liked to see the typical, more masculine version of this character. But I believe they're trying to parallel Shalabal with Susan Storm because both figures are mothers, like maternal characters, who were faced with Galactus coming to their planet, threatening to consume everything that they know and destroy everything that they know. And they both have to choose to make a sacrifice in some way, and Sue makes her choice, and Shala had to make her choice, and we get to see the consequences of both inside the movie. I think that's why they went with that decision with the character. Galactus is very awesome inside the movie. I think they did a great job with him. He is as comic accurate as you could possibly get with his character, but he's able to be his own character, and even though he looks absurd, he looks like how he looks in the comics, I was able to take him seriously, and he gets to be that threatening personal presence, but also that very awe-inspiring, city-destroying force of nature like he is in the third act of the movie. But that does lead us to my main issue with the film, which is from the time that they get back to Earth from retreating from Galactus to the time when they've built the portals in this attempt to transport Earth away so that Galactus can't find them, there's this really big time crunch that happens, and there's a montage also, and we don't spend enough time in this really tense, very just gut-wrenching stage of what are we supposed to do, where the people are mad at us, what are we supposed to do with Galactus, he's coming, he's going to destroy us, and we don't know how to stop him. The movie doesn't let us sit with that for long enough. It's only for about 5 minutes, and then after a speech from Sue Storm, everyone's back to normal, everyone's happy, everyone's willing to fight the good fight. We don't get to sit in this spot for long enough, and that's where I think that the movie needed to let us sit there for longer. But once we do get to the third act of the movie, they do handle that quite well. When Galactus does come to Earth, we get some great character moments from everyone involved, and even Silver Surfer gets her redemption in the end. The Fantastic Four: First Steps is the MCU film we should have gotten years back. Though it does have many absurd elements, it takes its subject matter of planet-wide destruction and protecting your family seriously, with its heroes and villains. Though I won't call the movie amazing, it is certainly the great MCU film that brings us closer to what, or should I say who, is coming. First Steps gets an 8.5 out of 10. Hello everyone, welcome back to Movies with Michael. I hope you enjoyed this movie review, and you can show it by leaving a like on this video and comment down below what you thought about this movie. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Or was it right there in between? You can tell me all that down below in the comment section. And please remember to subscribe to this channel and click the notification icon to be notified about my latest videos. That's all for now, and I'll see you all next time.